So as part of this jet ski project I've been working on, I realised that I was going to need to use a hydraulic press to put the bearings on the crankshaft. So a few months ago came up with this concept here and thought, yeah, let's build one. So there we go, something like that. So yeah, it hasn't come up too bad. She's as heavy as anything. It's a fairly decent sized steel gone into putting this thing together, and some unique features. So obviously you had to, or decided to, invert the jack. She's pretty much entirely second-hand, or made of second-hand pieces. All the steel came from down in Taranaki, ex-Methanex steel. Somebody had bought a bulk lot and stored it on their farm and were selling it on marketplace. The jack came from a guy over Turua way. He used to buy them by the dozen for jacking up houses. This steel here, the pins for setting the height of the bed, that stuff was expensive to go and buy from a steel supply shop. So, as you might be able to figure out, it's actually a barbell. That I've cut down and come up with the ingenious idea of using the collar to actually clamp the two halves of the bed onto the frame. Works really, really well. Means that if I want to, I can actually space the bed out just by putting some spacers down in here and clamping this on. Makes it rock solid. So that was pretty quite a neat idea. What else? An old trampoline spring. Actually, that's one spring that I've cut in half and just bent. Yeah, this little idea here. I'm just waiting for some threaded knobs to replace these bolts either side, and by undoing those I can then actually shift this entire jack on this top beam here if I need to sort of press something of an unusual shape, and I'll be able to, once those knobs are on there, I'll just be able to undo those by hand. I'm going to use one of the same knobs to replace this little thing here, just to make it a little bit easier to undo, so that the jack returns to its original position. And of course, to turn the jack upside down, yeah, you've actually got to fill the entire reservoir up with hydraulic oil. So thus the idea of having the reservoir. This is the only thing that I actually bought brand new. It cost me $4 off of Trade Me. Yeah, but a hose that I had laying around, a couple of fittings just to take the hydraulic oil into the reservoir on the jack, and yeah, she works like a charm. The only thing that I might address at some point is because I've inverted the jack, the handle works upside down, so it moves the, I'll just make sure that that's locked off, which it now is. So when you move the handle up is where it pumps. So she's pretty slow process, but works like a charm. I used it already before I even put the spring return mechanism on it to press these bearings onto the crankshaft. To do that, I made some special press tools to fit on here and press on the inner race of the bearing. I'll show you those in a second. So if I undo that, takes that back to its resting position. Yeah. Works really well. So here's the couple of press tools that I made for putting these bearings on the shaft, on the crankshaft. Obviously the bearings were two different sizes, so two different inner diameter pieces of pipe that I picked up from the local scrap man, and yeah, so they, I don't know, nothing too flash about them. They slip over the end of the crankshaft, sit on the inner race, and obviously this section here just fits quite nicely up in here as you start pressing down on the bearing. So yeah, they were just I don't know, half an hour or so to cut them out and weld them on, and they did the job quite nicely. So yeah, big project for what was essentially a few minutes work, but yeah, got a good press to chuck in the garage now. I just need to find some more jobs for it. Actually moving more than I'd like with each little creak, so try and move that handle because we're getting close. Not sure I really want to go much further than that. Might try testing it in the crankcase. Just make sure that these two locating pins here actually fit into where they're meant to be. It feels a little looser than what it should be, but just a bit worried if I go much further it'll over. It's a whole lot harder to get these things off as I found than it is to get them on. So there we go. That's feeling about right. So there's my gap. Those feeler gauges fit in between there. A little bit of friction, but yeah, quite happy with that. So I'm going to have a crack at pressing this one down onto this end. I just want to check, reference the orientation of this pin, whether it's uppermost or down. I think it's in the right position now, so I'm just going to reference that against my original pictures. So that fits up on there. And there's a couple of washers, or locating rings, I guess you'd call them, that fit in between. So I need to figure out where they're supposed to be in the order of things. So yeah, I'll check that and then I'll send this one home. So I've managed to get that bottom one pressed on, hopefully down to the spacer in between. So now the trick is to try and get this top one here pressed down to the right distance. I've got my little gauge here, so hopefully I can just use this and press it down until it reads the right number. So we'll have a crack at that and see what we get. Yeah, pretty happy with that. So, job done.